Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evaluation Wednesdays. This is Dushan, and I'm joined by Christy and Kylie for evaluation for our Back to School project. This theme was inspired by one very specific scent memory: pencil. I started with a pencil accord sketch and then handed it off to Christy and Kylie. They both decorated it and developed it into their own interpretation of the idea. So I'm so excited to see what our formulas are turning out to be. Wow, that rhymes. Ladies, do we have our scent strips and samples with us?
Ready.
Let's evaluate. The first sample is FF004A, and that would be my pencil accord sample. And just a reminder, it includes spicy citrus note, amberwood note, cedarwood atlas note, mystical woods note, sweet moss note, and sandalwood musk note. All right, since this was my sample, then perhaps Kylie and Christy can start off first. Kylie, would you like to go first and share what you think?
Yeah, totally. I am pleasantly surprised because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a woody scent kind of girl. Like, I like things that are sweet and fruity and floral, but this is like so amazing. And I would say that like Cedarwood Atlas note, it's not as prominent as I think it was going to be. And so now it feels like a little bit more wearable because I'm not the type of person to want to smell like I just walked out of the woods, like I'm some sort of woodsy hunter character in a movie. But this is honestly so beautiful. And it smells like so well-rounded, which is like the biggest thing that I'm getting, is that it doesn't feel sharp. It doesn't feel too pungent. It's just very, very well balanced. So great job, Dushan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, you're going to make me blush. Now, Christy, how about you? What do you think about this?
This is a classic pencil. This is it. And honestly, I would wear this just like this. It's smoothed out. The cedar that was, what was so prominent a week ago now has blended so nicely. This is beautiful. I don't really have anything more to say than this is good.
Thank you both very much. Yeah, I was really going for classic pencil smell. And the thing is I know that there are different types of pencils, probably made out of different woods. And, all of our scent memories, they might be different. So I never knew how you girls would react to this. And, if the pencils that you had when you were back to school were smelling like this. But I just went off of my scent memory. And this is what I remember coming from my pencil case, is this type of smell. So I'm quite content with it. And you know what? I absolutely agree. I thought this is going to be very specialty type of accord, perhaps not that wearable, not that commercial. But as it matures, that it's becoming more rounder and the more commercial notes are taking it over. So you know what? I agree. This is becoming wearable.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Good.
All right. Well, there you have it. The next one we're going to be evaluating would be FF004B, which I believe this is Kylie's formula, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Kylie, what were the notes that you used? And can you tell us more about the inspiration? Just remind us for the people that didn't watch the other two videos that we created. By the way, if you haven't, go ahead. Find those videos and see how we have sketched these and formulated these. But Kylie, please go ahead. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, so I took Dushan's pencil accord and I added two of my favorite notes, which are vanilla and pink peppercorn. And I also decided to take out the Cedarwood Atlas note from the accord. So in total, that's pink pepper, vanilla, sweet moss, sandalwood musk, mystical woods, spicy citrus, and amberwood. So I was hoping to get some sort of kind of like back to school fragrance, something that reminds me of like what I would wear, maybe going to class, something like not too fancy or like misty, but something that was very me, just because I'm going back to school.
I think that pink pepper is definitely totally taking the spotlight. Strong. It pretty much dominates the opening for me. So, well, it's complemented by the other materials. I really love how the sweet moss works well together with the pink peppercorn. It's just absolutely magical. I was not expecting that, let me be honest. But I'm having a hard time to pick up the pencil vibe from this. So the amberwood and mystical woods are there in the background. And as it dries down, you can kind of sense them. It becomes soft and cozy with the vanilla and sandalwood musk. I just love that ending, that dry down.
Yes.
Here's what I might want to consider. I would let this sit for another few weeks, reevaluate it and see if the pink pepper toned down a little bit. If not, I would consider just toning it a little bit down and perhaps just adding back that cedarwood atlas. I know you disliked it, but what it does really, it gives us that classic pencil smell. So I feel like that could bump the pencil back up into the fold, if that makes any sense.
Yes, I'm actually taking the scent strip from your FF0004 and trying that together. And this is delicious. I love it.
I see what you're saying, Dushan, and I get where you were trying to go, Kylie. I think that pink peppercorn is strong, but that's the difference between a lot of these materials. It's figuring out how many drops of what. It doesn't mean it can't be in there or it shouldn't be in there. It just needs to be rebalanced, which is what this is all about in the first place. I do notice on the dry down, you start getting, like you said, the kind of cozy hug. The pink peppercorn comes down a bit.
Oh, yes. You know, it's the impact of the material and how long does it really last. And pink peppercorn, or pink pepper note specifically, is right there. It screams at you, woo, I'm here, right? And then it goes away and says, okay, now you guys have party without me. I love it. It's such a dynamic material. It is just making everything look lively. But we have to be a bit careful, especially if we are having notes that are not as impactful as it is. So I wonder what is going to happen within the next few weeks. Kylie, perhaps go back and reevaluate in a few weeks. And if it's still that prominent, then perhaps slight rebalance. It should be okay.
Yeah.
Last but not the least, we do have FF004C. How convenient, because C stands for Christy, right? So, Christy, this one I know tells a completely different story. It was a luxurious leather book bag, right?
That's it.
Can you tell us what were the notes that you used?
Yes, I used amberwood, luxury leather, the leather note, the black musk note, orris note, sandalwood musk note, cedarwood note, and an aldehyde note. There's one more thing that I wanted to say about this, and that is I really wanted to put the pencil note in this, but I didn't.
Sometimes intentionally or not so intentionally, we don't or do some things in perfumery, and sometimes it could lead to new discoveries. So let's see if we have some new discoveries. So Kylie, would you like to go first on this one?
Sure.
Okay.
I love how it smells like a fresh book bag. Like, once you say that, it really just like pops into my head, and I was really hoping that your little note over there was going to be, and here it is, and we were going to get a little fashion haul too, a little back to school bag haul. But you know, if I smell this enough and I close my eyes, I can imagine it, and everything, you know, tossed in there, your books, maybe a little perfume, a little pencil, and I think it smells great. I think the dry down is a lot less bold, I want to say. Like, when I first smelled it, I was like, wow, like that's just a lot in once, but the dry down is a lot nicer.
I love what Kylie just said, specifically when she used the term bold. And that is what I'm getting when I smell this fragrance. This is really beautiful composition. It has that elegant, old-fashioned charm, but you know, I mean that in the best possible way, right? So On the scent strip, the luxury leather note is definitely in the front and center. And it's kind of smoothed out with the amber wood and the musks. I wonder what it would look like on the skin. Now, the thing is that even at 1%, because I believe that Christy just used 1 drop of aldehyde note,
Yes.
it makes itself known.
Yes.
It's there, and it's adding to that vintage sparkle. I also really like how Kylie said, well, there's a lot of different things in that bag, and there possibly is a perfume. I really agree with that because that powdery floral effect from the orris in the dry down, it almost feels like we packed this bag with books, but we also added a little perfume bottle and a little bit of setting makeup, setting powder, and it just accidentally spilled on our way to the class. We opened the expensive leather bag, and then the first thing that we smell, or the smell that would permeate from it, would be this. I really, really like it. Now, that being said, the pencil side, like you said, Christy, it kind of gets lost. I know that there is Cedarwood Atlas in this, but it's at, am I right? It's at 1%?
Yes. Yes.
So here's what I would do. I would potentially amp up the Cedarwood Atlas, and I would lower down the luxury leather note. That one can be impactful even at low dosages. Yeah. If we are starting to lose the leather aspect, then perhaps adding another material. Here's a suggestion. Lab denim.
Oh,
And
yes.
yes, the lab denim can give that leathery facet with slight amber nuances on the background.
I like that idea.
And it's going to add the rich, ambery warmth, which is what the luxury leather note is missing. It is sharp, its leather is luxury, it is full, there is some amberiness to it. But I feel like this is going to give the volume, perhaps, and the warmth to the leather.
I think what I was going to say, but didn't want to say before both of you gave your thoughts on it, was that when I smell it, it smells like there's a hole in it. And I think, to me, that's what the lab denim could fill.
Possibly.
So thank you.
Of course. But you know what? I have to be honest. This one has such a personality. It's sticking out from what we did before. And I just wonder if we were to add lab denim and tone down the luxury leather note and add more Cedarwood Atlas, whether it would round it all out. And I feel like it would.
I'm going to try it.
Here's a quick test that we can do. We can grab the scent strip that we had in my classic pencil accord and just put it next to Christy's fragrance and see how that works.
It definitely helps. That cedar, it needed more cedarwood note.
But I still think the lab denim could just hug it all together.
Yes, I agree.
Each one of us had a unique angle, from classic pencil accord to fresh and sweet new beginnings and expensive leather bags. It was just such a fun thing. As you probably have noticed, we've mentioned it a couple of times, Kylie's actually going back to school, so she can connect to this type of fragrances very well. But that also means that we might not be seeing Kylie for several videos until she joins us back, hopefully. But Kylie, what I would definitely love for you to share with everyone, because I know that this was your first time to dip your toes into the pool of perfumery and started to learn a lot, and might I say, you're doing very well. Would you like to share your experience so far with anyone out there who is looking or watching these videos and is still wondering whether this is something that they should start doing as their hobby, or perhaps even consider growing it from a hobby to business? You know, how easy was this process to you? What's your first impression of just using the notes that we used and etc.?
Yeah, I would definitely say that this has been such a fun and interesting experience. I had never really been that much of a perfume girl. Like, I love makeup, I love skincare, but perfume was always something where it was like, you know, I'll walk into a store, smell a few things, and just leave with whatever one I think is good. But I think in this experience, just learning more about each individual note and how it pairs with each other, just the composition of it all is super important, how a fragrance will come out. Like I just learned that pink pepper will hit you right in the face as you smell it. So maybe we can dial down on that. And I really think that the summer of learning for me and going back to school has been so fun. It's just a great way to kind of like challenge yourself and challenge your brain and your nose. And so I would say if you are looking to get into perfumery, even just as a hobby, maybe just even learning more about it, this is a great way to get into it and just try something new. It's always good to go out of your comfort zone. So I would really recommend it. And yeah, all of these notes are on creatingperfumestore.com by Elite Essence Lab. So you can take a few that we've talked about, maybe the citron from recently or the pink pepper or anything that we've talked about in these videos. They're all available online. So it's just a click away. So you should get started.
Thank you so much, Kylie. And you know what? I wanted to add just one more thing to what you just said is that another great thing about this is that if you do take this as a hobby, the worst thing that can happen is you can have a nice smelling fragrance that you made for someone else or for yourself. And you're just going to smell different from everyone else because you're going to have something uniquely yours. So you have the full control, right? Isn't that amazing?
We're going to miss you, but we wish you lots of success. We know you'll do well. And if my book bag fragrance comes out perfect, I'll let you know.
I would love that.
I absolutely agree with you, Christy. I am sure that Kylie is going to excel at school, and we cannot wait to have her back to create some more fragrances. Now, we would love to hear it from you guys. Did you try making any of these samples that we did? And if so, what do you think? And if you made your own, we would love to hear more about them. So leave some comments in the comment section below. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.